Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I just want to talk about the whole Taylor Swift Eras concert event thing and put that in some perspective. Now, everyone's going on about the advanced sales. It has made around $37 million in advanced sales, which is more than The Force Awakens and No Way Home, which made $20 and $30 million. It's not as much as Endgame, which made $50 million, although they are suggesting it's close to $40 million. But Endgame made $50 million because it was opening in like 4,500 cinemas, whereas this is a limited event. But again, it is a limited event, whereas movies like The Force Awakens, No Way Home, Endgame, everyone wanted to rush out and see it in the opening weekend, of course, but if you didn't, you could always see it the next week because it wasn't limited. And there's a serious amount of FOMO here that people aren't really taking into account because there's a lot of fans who didn't see the concert or just need more Taylor Swift in their life and want to see the show again, who are afraid of missing out because it is limited, because if they don't go in these couple of days, unless they expand it, they'd miss out. Now, as I said, it made around $40 million. They're saying it's probably going to have like a $100 million opening, something like that. It's going to be big. But again, that's because it's a limited release. If they don't see it this weekend or this week that it's showing, they're going to miss it. So you can't really compare it to a regular cinema opening, but people are trying to make the other, Disney, Marvel films look bad, which is just lame because if you don't look at it, you're probably going to be fooled by that. Now let's look at the tour itself, because there was a bit of talk early in the year about how it's going to make like $1 billion or over $1 billion, and it's going to dethrone Madonna. Now Madonna's Stickin' Sweet tour, which was 85 concerts, made $411 back in the day in 2008, 2009, because she split it over 2 years with a bit of a gap and two legs. Now that show with inflation actually is over $560 million. Now Beyonce's show, people are just saying, oh, Beyonce just dethroned Madonna because she made $460 million on a tour. And I'm like, well, no, that's still a lot less than 560. So no, Madonna still has the throne if you add inflation. Now, I'm going to ignore that plane in the background because I'm not making this video again because all the statistics, I've had to do it twice. But yeah, now how has Taylor Swift managed to achieve this feat of maybe $1 billion more of sales for one concert? Well, her Reputation tour, she did, I think, 56 shows. It made 40 million in sales. This tour, the Eras tour, she's doing 146 concerts. So she's doing 3 times as many concerts. That's the main reason why it's making so much money. Madonna doesn't do 146 million, concerts to get that many million sales. So there's a combination of two things that are happening here. Number one, she's doing more shows. Number two, I don't know if she's so much making more per concert through standard sales, but scalping is certainly contributing. Because once upon a time, how it worked was a promoter would, release tickets for a show, they'd sell, and then scalpers would buy a bunch of them and resell them to fans for like 3-4 times as much. To combat that, because that's money that producers and the artists wouldn't see, and that's why they hated scalpers. We hated scalpers because they made us pay a lot of money for tickets that we could have bought legitimately through the ticket sites, but they bought them instead, just to resell them. So scalpers are evil, but now scalpers have been legitimized because these websites have set up their own resale pages. So basically you can go, and a scalper can go and buy 10 tickets to the Taylor Swift concert or 100 tickets to the Taylor Swift concert for like $100, $200, $300, $400, whatever, and then resell them for thousands of dollars each. And the ticket site and I guess the producers and the artists get a share of that, get a cut of that now, and it gets counted as part of the box office, whereas before it didn't. So that's the other way modern artists appear to be making a lot more money for their concerts than they are, because now, just in the last few years, scalpers have basically been legitimized and monetized. And imagine if you could calculate the money scalpers made off Madonna's Stickin' Sweet tour, or the Blonde Ambition tour back in the day, or Girly Show or something like that, because the tickets didn't cost a lot back in the day, and scalpers made a lot from them. And then artists started charging more. Madonna started all with the Golden Circle with the Girly Show, and then it just sort of went from there. But yeah, so just to put this in perspective, Taylor Swift is making a lot more money, but she's doing a lot more shows, and now we count scalpers. So, but even so, she may dethrone Madonna in a month or so when all the ticket stubs are calculated and everything. But you know, if Madonna had done 146 shows for the Sticky and Sweet show, how much would that have made? Okay. So I just wanted to put that all in perspective because people are getting a bit crazy. I'm not saying Taylor Swift doesn't have fans and everything. She clearly does, and I've gone to the last two. I went to Reputation, I went to 1989. So I am a fan. I've gone to the shows, but let's just get some perspective. It's a limited release with huge FOMO and a concert that she's doing 3 times as many shows for than other artists. Her last concert, Reputation, she did 56 shows, made 340 million. Beyonce is making, you know, 460 million for about 56 shows. So, you know, let's just get some perspective here.